Lewis Hamilton smiled, but the data screamed louder. He walked away from FP2 in Monaco, grinning like a man finally at ease to the casual eye. It was just another smooth day in red, but beneath that smile lay a coded message encrypted in milliseconds and apex angles. The real story wasn't in the timesheet, it was in the telemetry. While the clerk painted the top of the leaderboard, Hamilton was carving a different kind of dominance in the shadows of the slowest corners, turns that demand finesse, throttle control, and a sixth sense of grip, the type of turns that don't forgive hesitation and reward only the bold there. Hamilton wasn't just fast, he was precise, consistent, surgical. His delta through Maibo and the hairpin told a story. No headline did. The seven-time champion wasn't just finding rhythm, he was laying a trap. This wasn't a veteran adapting, this was a hunter recalibrating, and Leclerc oblivious, because while Monaco may be his backyard, Hamilton's data is already redesigning the blueprint. Silence that was the engineer's first reaction on Hamilton's third flying lap in FP2. Something unexpected lit up the data feed, not a purple sector, not a headline time, but a pattern, one that contradicted everything. Ferrari thought they knew about their car and their new driver, while the clerk commanded headlines with blistering pace. The real surprise came from Hamilton's throttle trace through the tightest, most punishing corners. Mirabeau Lowe's hairpin rascas. He wasn't just quick, he was ahead of Leclerc, ahead of the McLarens, ahead of Ferrari's own simulation. The rear limited sections, long seen as SF25's Achilles heel, suddenly looked manageable when it was Hamilton at the wheel where the clerk reported oversteer chaos. Hamilton's data showed control where others tiptoed. He committed his inputs were cleaner, his corrections fewer, his brake release textbook. It wasn't just a faster lap, it was a message. This isn't a driver adapting, it's a driver translating the car better than its native speaker. You can feel it, can't you? Something changed in Lewis Hamilton's body language on Friday. Not arrogance, not relief, something colder, calculated, predatory. After months deconstructing Ferrari's flawed architecture, the unpredictable rear, the unstable aero balance, the cruel trade-offs in setup, Hamilton finally found a crack of light and instead Dua Elaku. The data doesn't lie. He's not just surviving the SF25 anymore, he's bending it to his will. Sector 2. The slowest and most technical on the calendar became his hunting ground, where traction fails others. Hamilton trusted his throttle where others break early. He delayed by fractions enough to unsettle rival. Not himself, but it's not just speed, it's intent. There's no more adaptation here. There's domination brewing, and the clerk still faster in raw laps. Yes, but the telemetry tells us Hamilton's learning curve is over now. It's a pressure curve and it's aimed squarely at Charles. One car, two alphas, no room for diplomacy. With both Ferraris inside the top three after Friday, the paddock whispers began immediately. Who gets priority if both are in podium contention? The question isn't theoretical, it's strategic warfare waiting to explode. Leclerc is the prodigal son, born in Monaco, groomed by Marinello and loved by the Tifosi. But Hamilton, he's the global icon, the seven-time king. They lured to restore Ferrari's dynasty. They didn't hire him to play second fiddle. They hired him to win. And now the dilemma tightened. Leclerc may have the one-lap pace, but Hamilton's long-run consistency and tire whispering are exposing the deeper truth. He's the better racer when it matters. Internal sources hinted at something. Friday night, Hamilton's side of the garage requested aggressive undercut modeling. Leclerc's side defensive strategies. Someone's planning a strike, someone's planning containment. This isn't just race strategy, this is political triage, and someone's about to be offered up the streets of Monaco. Don't forgive sentiment for Charles Leclerc. Every wall carries a memory, every apex echoes with the roar of expectation. This is his home, but it might just be his cage. Since his debut, Leclerc has never won in Monaco each year. Something goes wrong. Strategy, blunders, mechanical failures, or raw pressure, cracking the calm. And 2025, the stakes have never been higher, because this time the threat isn't just mechanical, it's psychological. It's Lewis Hamilton, while the clerk carries the weight of history. Hamilton floats through the principality like a shadow with no roots, no pressure, no emotion, just intent. Hamilton's focus on Friday was unnervingly calm. No dramatic radio, no complaints, just clinical execution, like a surgeon in the dark, finding weaknesses, while others chase glory. The telemetry proves it. Leclerc attacks. Hamilton executes the difference. One dances for the crowd. The other dissects for the kill. This is more than just qualifying. It's an emotional battleground, and Leclerc knows if he loses Monaco again to Hamilton, the scar may never heal. In Monaco, qualifying isn't just half the battle. It is the war. This track, with its medieval walls and zero-margin turns, has crowned champions and crushed legacies. And this Saturday, it will decide more than pole position. It will decide who Ferrari trusts and who they abandon the data from. FP2 revealed a chilling truth. Hamilton and the Leclerc are separated by nuances, not by skill in the tunnel. Leclerc at lose Hamilton in Sector 3's death trap of precision, a dead heat. But here's what sets Monaco apart. You don't need to be fastest everywhere. You need to be fearless somewhere. One moment of courage, one corner conquered deeper. Later, harder, and the pole is yours. The clerk knows this circuit by instinct, but instincts waver under pressure, and his telemetry shows it. Tiny hesitations, micro-adjustments, the shadow of past failures. Hamilton, he's driven here under storms and against God. This is a man who once put a Mercedes on pole here by sheer will, and now with nothing to lose and everything to prove in red, he's more dangerous than ever. Qualifying will not just set the grid, it will redraw the power lines within Ferrari. They won't say it publicly, but the garage is split on one side. Lure loyalists, engineers who've grown with him, who see him as the chosen one. The redemption of post-Vettel Ferrari on the other. The Hamilton faction, a new wave of specialists, data analysts, and race tacticians brought in, with one goal: end the drought. Whatever it takes. Friday exposed the fracture lines sources close to the paddock. Confirm after FP2 Hamilton's engineers spent 27 minutes in a closed-door briefing with Ferrari's top strategist, without Leclerc's camp. The topic: Delta performance under full fuel load. Translation: long-run priority. The clerk's telemetry, though faster in bursts, showed rear instability. Hamilton's consistent grip retention, especially in the critical final sector. Someone in red is betting on control, not chaos, and that someone may no longer be wearing Leclerc's headset. The whispers are growing louder. Ferrari's Monaco strategy may favor the outsider, not for sentiment, for survival. And if Hamilton outqualifies Charles here on his streets, the balance of power at Ferrari may never return. No more rehearsals, no more hypotheticals. This is it. Race day in Monaco isn't about overtaking. It's about outlasting, outthinking, outpressuring. And when both your drivers are armed and ready, the question isn't who's faster, it's who the team is willing to sacrifice. Ferrari enters Sunday with both cars in striking range, but only one pit stop window, only one shot at the undercut. And history tells us when the stakes rise, Ferrari chooses chaos over clarity. If Hamilton leads into turn 1, expect a slow, burning strategic war. The clerk's camp will demand aggression, but Hamilton's pace on used tires means he can extend, protect, and force the team's hand. But if the clerk leads, the equation flips. Hamilton will probe pressure and prey on every micro-error while feeding the pit wall. Alternative deltas designed to confuse and divide. The telemetry is clear. Hamilton has the race pace. Leclerc has the qualifying edge. The team has a decision to make, one that could fracture trust permanently, because this isn't just about Monaco, it's about legacy. And Hamilton didn't come to Ferrari to participate. He came to rewrite destiny. When the radios go silent and the data flows in, who will Ferrari listen to? The heart of Monaco or the mind of a legend? Hamilton's data doesn't lie. He's reading the Ferrari better than anyone the clerk has. The crowd, the legacy, the speed. But Lewis, he has the control. So tell us, is Monaco still the clerk's to lose, or has Hamilton taken over the narrative genius in the slow sectors, or just a lucky setup? If Ferrari must choose, who do you back? Comment below, and if you're done with PR talk and ready for raw truth, hit subscribe.